Assalamu alaikum. I would like to relate the story of one of the companions of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who was known as Julaibib. Julaibib was a small dwarf-like person. He was also called Damim, meaning someone who doesn't have pleasant looks. He was rejected by many people and found of lower class. Julaibib is remembered for having asked the Sahabas that he wanted to perform the act of zina, which in English we call fornication. This is a forbiddable act in Islam, and when the Sahaba had him asking that he wanted to perform fornication, they told him to go and ask Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He proceeded to ask Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam that he wanted to perform the act of fornication. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam talked to him against it. He inquired of Julaibib, would you like this act to be performed upon your mother? Would you want this act to be performed upon your sister? And he continued until Julaibib, every time he said, no, no, no. So from that time on, Julaibib is quoted to have said that I went to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam with this as the most desirable act in my mind that I wanted to perform. And after talking to him, this is the worst act that I don't even ever want to perform. So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is said to have contacted one of the Arabs within Medina and asked that Arab to allow his daughter to get married to Julaibib. Upon hearing the information, the Ansari man was displeased, but went to get the opinion of his wife. When the opinion of his wife was sought, of course it was repulsive to the idea, but the daughter, the beautiful daughter who was the candidate for this union, overheard the conversation and came rushing forward and said, I cannot disobey the commands of Allah. I will indeed marry this man. So the two got married, and it is said to have been a beautiful and enjoyable relationship until one day there was a jihad, a battle between Muslims and non-believers. On that day, some of the Muslims died, and when the battle was over, as they were coming back, the Prophet inquired, asked the Sahaba whether they had lost any of their friends or relatives. They kept mentioning the names of the relatives they had mentioned, but they didn't even think about Julaibib because he was such a small person, someone who could easily be neglected and ignored in the community. So Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, but I have lost Julaibib. So they went back to the battlefield and looked for Julaibib. And they found Julaibib with 7 dead bodies of the enemy that he had fought and killed before he met his end. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam performed janaza prayers for Julaibib, and he said, me and him are one. This short story about a little known Sahaba with not attractive looks and with no known family is just educative to Muslims to ponder upon the lesser known members of the community and treat them with dignity and with respect. And also, it emphasizes the morals that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught against the act of committing fornication. With this, brothers and sisters, I would like to end my short submission with a message that whatever you learn from Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, from the hadith, from the Quran, it is a duty upon you to amplify the teachings, amplify the knowledge, to spread the knowledge as much as possible so that others can benefit from it. Indeed, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is quoted to have said, "The example of a person who learns from me and spreads the knowledge that he learns from me as far as possible, as much as possible, is like fertile land upon which rain falls and it germinates seeds. And the example of that person who learns from me, who learns from the Quran and the Sunnah and does not spread that message to others, is like a desert, is like a hard rock upon which rain falls, but it does not germinate any seed." In one other hadith, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, on the day of judgment, one of the losers, one of the biggest losers, will be a person who had a lot of knowledge and spread it to very few people. And among the few people he spread it to, one of them spread it to so many people. And he's going to look at the bounties, the benefits, the blessings, the person who spread it to many people, that is going to get compared to his. And that one who spread a lot of knowledge will have more blessings from Nabi, from Allah, more rewards from Allah for having spread as much knowledge as possible. So endeavor as much as you can, spread knowledge wherever possible, even if you don't have a good accent, even if you don't have good English like myself, but try to pass on the knowledge. Wahada, assalamu alaikum. May Allah bless you. May Allah make you strong in your Islam in the day after tomorrow, in Ahira, and on the day of judgment.